Hey everybody, Joe here. This video is a follow-up to my original video about the Triumph Bonneville T120 as a beginner. I'm not really into making modifications to things, and I like keeping everything 100% original. Since that video in October, I would take the bike out every chance I could over the winter time. I would still ride around in like 35-degree weather with snow still on the ground, but it was just getting too much to ride in the wintertime, and I don't think I'll do it again. In Cleveland, it took forever for this year to finally become warm, and it wasn't until the very end of May until it was really nice. I got my motorcycle license. I did pass on my first try. It was really windy that day and a huge gust of wind blew while I was doing the first test, which was the cone weave, and I put my foot down or the bike would have dumped over to the left side. If I had made one more mistake, I would have failed the test because you can only have 10 points off total, and putting my foot down was 5 points just by itself. But it did feel great to finally get my actual motorcycle license. I took the bike to the Triumph dealer to get the first 500-mile maintenance oil change. If you're not aware, it's mandatory that this first maintenance be performed by the dealer or it will void your warranty. I have a 2-year warranty on this bike and I did not want to lose it over something like that. However, something no one ever tells you is how much this oil change maintenance costs. They got me for $329, and all they did was change the oil, check the tire pressure, hooked the bike up to a computer to check the computer systems, and tighten the chain, and that was it. That cost $329, but I hear many motorcycle companies charge a similar amount. Anyway, I'm glad I got that done and it's out of the way. One day I was riding about 50 miles an hour on a country road, and the engine light and the traction control light both came on at the same time. And the digital display was saying that I was in first gear even though I was really in fourth gear. I shifted down so I could pull over and check it out, but the gear numbers on the screen wouldn't correspond to the actual gear I was riding in, and it kept saying I was in first gear. I looked online when I got home and found out that there was a P0917 error code, which meant that the gear shift sensor was broken. I was so upset at this point because the bike had only 700 miles on it and it was only 8 months old. I took it to the dealer and left it overnight. All they did was reset the error code without fixing anything. I picked it up from the dealer, and about an hour later both lights on my dashboard came right back on. I had to wait for days before I could take the bike back in because I was working a bunch of overtime and they were closed by the time I was done, and I had to waste almost $100 on Lyft rides back home after I had dropped it off. The dealer said it would take about a week to get done to have the sensor fixed. They had to do a warranty claim and order a new sensor, and in reality it took 2 weeks before it was done. I missed 2 whole weeks of great riding weather waiting for this thing to get fixed. That doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're waiting for nice weather all year long and you're limited because of cold weather most of the year in Cleveland, it's a big deal. I still absolutely love the bike. And other than the gear shift sensor episode and the plastic underneath the seat, it does feel a little cheap. There's been nothing that has made me dislike the motorcycle. I can truly say in all honesty that there's nothing I don't like about it. I took a 2-hour trip to Mansfield, Ohio, to the Ohio Reformatory yesterday to see where they filmed my favorite movie, The Shawshank Redemption. The bike ran perfect, and additionally, the USB plug under the seat was a fantastic addition, and I had it plugged into my phone and used it for the GPS instructions. I did end up getting a Cardo Freecom 4 Plus Bluetooth set, and it has been great. It's really something. I'm really loving the bike, and I can't say enough good things about it if you're on the fence about buying one. As far as my progress as a rider, my turns have seen the most improvement thanks to watching Jerry Palomino's videos on YouTube. Please check them out if you've never seen them. They are seriously a lifesaver, and I cannot say enough good things about them. And aside from my turns, my emergency braking, loosening up my posture and arms while riding, not being very stiff, and shifting gears smoothly have all been massive improvements also. After getting over my initial fear of riding when I first got the bike, I can finally just enjoy myself riding around. On the downside, I've had panic attacks for most of my life, and I'm scared to go on highways or pretty much anything over 50 miles an hour. I've done it multiple times, but I just never get used to it, and I avoid highways if I can help it. Anywhere I go, it's kind of sucks, but I have to take the back roads with slower speed limits, but I really have no choice. Obviously, this has nothing to do with the vehicle itself. I wholeheartedly recommend it if you're looking for a beginner bike or an advanced bike, but all I can say is I love it. So take care, have fun, be safe, and thank you very much for watching.